This is part 10 of Yahweh God Almighty's Salvation for Chris and Rihanna. And he went on to say on part 10 that they need human support, not just fans in an audience, and not just shout outs or comments or texting. They need physical company, preferably black, since none of y'all know for sure which white is one of them, the Illuminatis. Chris wasn't crying publicly. That snapshot was taken during a private moment. But if you all care, you will hightail it over and surround him with great love and get through these things together. I will be there, said the Lord God, because I'm everywhere. That's why they can't take him to the penitentiary, because I keep blocking. Chris did not sock, hit, nor punch Rihanna at any time. When the look-alike visited her and she was unaware that it was him who shoved her, thinking it was Chris, he even does several of those interviews. Illuminati gave him messages to say, and if you look at his eyes, he's reading from cue cards, the look-alike twin. Chris, though, was sincere about his misbehaving here and there, but he wasn't apologizing concerning him and her. They would, the Illuminati, add sound bites, this and that, to make it look like he was saying what they wanted him to say. After they beat Rihanna, so they thought, Rihanna's dummy, she was wide open again. You celebrities without bodyguards are foolish, said the Lord. She was interviewed and she spoke only what she knew. She never said he punched her, slapped her, kicked her. She couldn't say it, said the Lord, because she couldn't remember, since she was out of body, taken elsewhere. So it didn't happen to her. It happened to her dummy, the stand-in. What she do remember, she's too frightened to tell. She remembers being pushed to sit down after answering her door to some familiar white-faced associates that she'd met at secret meetings. She thought they'd came to meet again with her personally and privately. She'd never fathomed they'd come there to kill her, since they wore smiles on their faces at the door. But when they entered, no one was turned on by her. She had tried to seduce a few of them earlier at the previous meeting, being mad at Chris for reasons or another, but the same ones who she thought wanted her earlier were not interested once they got inside her home and were on their programmed mission, so they shoved her. The revealing outfit she wore wasn't working for her. They were being their robotic selves instead of being their human side. The tranquilized men who entered had to follow orders. They were placed on chips inside a portion of their scalp that has a dent that was punctured by pressure of a tool that their so-called physician used to make a permanent entrance, so that chips magnetically can be administered and released upon duty call. They are recorded chips of who the next victim is and instructions of what to do to them, said the Lord God. I know everyone who's on their victim list, said the Lord. When you love me, I show up, said God Almighty. Yet I'm there before they arrive because I'm everywhere. Now, Rihanna had herself wide open, and since the men robots can't get but half, HALF, half aroused, she meant nothing much to them. She should not have opened the door. Most good girls would not have. It was too many to play hostess to. But she's been luring men for a while and expects Chris to be true, said the Lord. She had not slept with anyone, so that was a plus. But luring them for motives of material things can get you in trouble as well. There was one among them, white, who wasn't fully charged, and so his human side wanted mercy on her. Like Schwarzenegger in the movie Terminator, found pity on the young man, but determined to kill the young man's enemy. Those movies tell on themselves. That's them. Anyway, instead of bashing her head in, the merciful one, who wasn't so tranquilized, he decided she'd had enough and he took charge. You did see the photos of the damages. How could Chris drive and punch her right eye so hideous? She'd have to be still for that. It was a consistent blow that produced the effect. Two did the job, one per eye. Heartless, said the Lord, because they don't have hearts installed. They are part machine, Frankenstein's. But it was the dummy, remember? Who will stop the scenes for your machine approaching you? You're assigned, your Terminator. Keep disbelieving me, and you're on your own, son. Shalom, said the Lord Yahweh. Praise Yahweh.